We all have a story. And I thought if I told you my story, you'd tell me yours.
Where are the stories? Where are the lessons?
Telling a story well is an important skill. Engage your audience. Build the scene. Build tension and release tension. Focus on what's important. Keep the flow logical.
All right, go ahead. Try to tell a story.
Okay, I believe that in order to learn how to tell stories, the best place to start is how to tell your own story. So your story of who you are and why you're here.
Tell me a story.
Well, I don't have any stories that would be appropriate for you today.
Then tell me something inappropriate.
What is the price we pay as a society when we misuse storytelling just for profit?
We're talking art instead of science. And there's a problem when you're trying to science the out of something.
We all know how gut-wrenching some of these stories can be.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. I'm really curious what people will say.
Tell me a story.
I got married in my early 30s. Unfortunately, it didn't last too long. And anything I say about the other party, surely in jest, we're on speaking terms now. So I called her my evil ex-wife, and the only reason I call her evil, well, it's because she's evil. Anyway, she wanted to leave, and she left, and when she left, she was pregnant, and then she didn't want to get back together, and when the baby was born, she let me see him for a while, and then she said he wasn't mine. I knew that was a ploy, so after a couple of years, I went down to the courthouse to do the DNA. A lot of guys try to get away with a situation like that, and I want to fulfill my obligation. I didn't expect to roll out a red carpet, but I pretty well got kicked in the teeth. And I ended up with no money. They took it all. And I really wanted to get her cooperation on this. I did the Solomon thing. I didn't really want to fight over the child. Just years went by. I was very sad. I tried a fax. I tried to talk to her. I was going to do Santa Claus, to dress up like Santa Claus, see him. And we did do a ploy one time where I had a friend of mine call her and act like he was from the Pittsburgh Pirates selling tickets to her insurance agency. And of course, she said, I can't afford that. He said, we'll send you a couple tickets. So we did pirate letterhead. We sent tickets. So I knew right where she was sitting. So that didn't work too well. One time at the bank, she froze my accounts, and the lady at the bank says, well, you know, if you were paying your child support, this wouldn't happen. And I said, listen, I told her the story. She says, well, I don't want to hear your story. I says, no, you watch Law & Order? You open the door to this lady. You're going to hear the long, sad story. Anyway, time goes by, I get a message, and it says, your ex-wife's in the nut house. Ben wants to see you. But I went down there, and there was Ben, and he says, so you're my dad. He really right away called me dad, and we took him up to meet my parents. He called him Grandpap. You know, we hit it off pretty good. Now, the ex-wife is in the hospital. So when she got out, he didn't tell her that we were communicating, and we were like communicated on the sly. It was like a affair, you know, you're just on the sly here. And so finally she found out, and it was all, you know, all good. One of the first times I was with, it was July 3rd, 2007. I said, well, son, I said, you know, we haven't been together a while. I said, you know, this is a joke. I said, I think I owe you a lot of spankings, don't you? And he says, yeah, but I'd like to have that $15,000 of back child support. So eventually she was hospitalized, and I got full custody. She said she's going to forgive the back child support. So the courthouse guy says, I said, what do I have to do to get this taken care of? He said, I'll just have her sign it, you know, write a letter and sign it. I said, I'd have forged her name years ago if I'd have known that. So I took the letter up there and he said, what did you do to get on her good side? I said, well, I bought her a color TV and gave her a scarf. I neglected to tell him that she was in the psych ward, heavily medicated. I thought I'd just leave that out. But she did the right thing, so I had him full time. And my friend Mark says, you should go after child support. I go, Mark, oh, come on. She just gave back $15,000. He goes, it's a knife fight, Jim. But I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So we had a good relationship. He's a very well-adjusted kid. He's very hard worker, got his own house, well-dressed. He's going to go to college. He's working at Home Depot right now. So whenever you see these things, like maybe you see a guy that is, that they're after or whatever, you can't just assume. There are guys out there that are deadbeats and don't want to take care of their kids, but I was all for it. So that is the story that I have.